Nature loves courage. This is the thing that all of the mystics understood, is that when you take the leap, the world will not grind you under.
No one will understand the violence it took to become this gentle. I really love that quote because I can resonate with it. And I think at some point we all can. That on the other side of our gentleness is the polarity. And that we can find that there's no shortcuts. We have to go through something to get what we want.
Angels can fly because they take themselves lightly. And I think they're in the healing space, in the self-development space, we just take shit way too seriously. I think it's enlightenment is to become light. It's not just light as in brightness, but also light as in weight. How can we put down the baggage? How can we see the beauty in all things? How can we use lightness as our fuel? For me, I put a lot of pressure on myself, and I think that's served me in a lot of ways. But what does it look to have a fuel source that is light?
It was at a very pivotal point in my life where I was attempting to seek something I really wanted, and I was getting rejected a ton, and that was really affecting my self-worth. And rejection is just another path of acceptance, and I really took that to heart. And the more I got rejected, the more I looked at it as this opportunity to redirect me. And then it became less personal. Rejection became actually this live thing, this living thing. It became the game. It became life. I got to keep being redirected to where I needed to be. And that was really helpful for me, because I remember just really I remember taking it real hard, being rejected a whole bunch of times in a row. I was attempting to be a caddy on the PGA Tour, and I was just being told by so many people no. And I think when you're told by so many people, you almost start to believe that the world says no. And when I realized that it's just another path of acceptance, I started kind of just allowing it to move me. Oh, that wasn't rejection. It's just not right now. The world says sometimes, it doesn't say no, it just says not yet. Not right now. Not like this. And that's an incredible cue for you to redirect yourself, to reinvent yourself, and to keep going, more importantly than anything else. Because I think at the end of the day, life is the ability to keep going.
Nature loves courage. This is the thing that all of the mystics understood, is that when you take the leap, the world will not grind you under. But instead, when you take that leap, you will realize that there's a feather bed waiting to catch you. And every time I've taken leaps in my life, beyond that, the new meaning for that is nature being our body. I think of our body as nature, and our body rewards courage. The more that I can tune in and feel what is my truth, what is right for me, and the more that I move and take leaps from that place, even though it might be hard, even though it might hurt other people, even though it might be painful, the more I can do that, the more life lifts me up, the more life gives me more things that are in alignment for me. And even though it seems like the world will grind me under, my body continues to reward me more and more, because I develop a deep trust and a deep inner knowing of what is it that I feel.
If I'm heading on a path, A to B, and I want to get there, and there are continuous obstacles, life happens, continual obstacles that keep coming out, I have to flex my no so that I can get to my destination. For me, my greatest boundary has been turning my attention towards the thing that I want and not giving any time and attention to what it is I don't want. So for me, if I'm moving towards something and an obstacle is in my way, I just redirect myself. And I've done that. And that probably looks like a zigzag, but I feel so alive because I'm constantly in motion. I don't have to it doesn't always have to be a straight line for me with boundaries. That's, I think, my biggest epiphany, is that it can be a zigzag in life. I can move my attention to the things that I care about, the things that I want myself to feel, and turn away from the things and not give any attention to the things that I don't.
Yeah, 100%. I think we're wired to see the consequences first. You know, our nervous system is wired to look at the potential threats. You know, we most of us, when something comes up, maybe it's a new opportunity, we look at the downside first. And I think when it comes to boundaries, focus is the biggest thing. Focus and learning to trust the internal knowing of what it is you want. Focus, I think, is a byproduct of the intersection of our intention and our attention. If I can orient myself from my intention, what's my internal driving force, and then I can focus my attention towards something, well, then the boundaries are already built for me. They become an intelligent filtration process. They're like the gates that open and close depending on where I am focusing and where I want to go. And so it becomes the thing that makes decisions for you in a way. But to have that, you have to become clear on how do I want to feel and orient myself? And then what is it that I want to pay my attention towards, my focus? Because that's the greatest resource you have.
Life force continues to move forward and continues to move through us no matter what we do. And I pictured like a river that has its embankments that are like its boundaries that keep it in check as it moves and meanders through the land. And what's really amazing about, if you were to take yourself and put it into that river, just like you would yourself in life, there are a couple options. You can try to fight against the current and you can try to swim upstream, or you can just sit back, relax, and allow yourself to move through this already perfectly narrated geography of this river. And there's going to be some rocks and there's going to be some rapids, but ultimately, if you can just relax and go with the flow of life, go with the flow of river, you'll find yourself downstream, not drowning.
Yeah.
You'll find yourself alive.
If I'm in a transitional phase in my life where there's a lot of space and there's not a lot of understanding of which direction I want to go right now, which is okay. We all move through those transitional phases. It's important to have boundaries to protect that space, to allow myself to figure out and tune in, right? But when I'm focused, when I know deeply what it is I want to do and who I want to be and how I want to feel, well, the boundaries are already made for you.
I like that.